Hi, my name's Stuart MacDonald. I'm a mountain guide here in Chamonix. I'm also the director of Avalanche Academy, which in the winter specialises in avalanche safety training courses. Current weather in Chamonix is extremely snowy. We've had torrential rain in the valley. In essence, we've had a huge amount of snowfall over the past few days, and we're getting a huge amount of snowfall over the next couple of days. Looks like it's tapering off towards the end of the week. Unfortunately, this massive snowfall is also combined with really strong winds at altitude, so it's pretty serious out there right now. The snowpack we've had until this point in the season has not been particularly strong, mostly because it was initially a shallow snowpack that started to develop a lot of weak faceted crystals. We've now got an enormous amount of fresh snow on top of there. At lower altitudes we've had a lot of rain, in fact up almost to nearly 2,500 metres. The snowpack is very, very wet, so at low altitude at the moment there's a serious risk of snowpack completely releasing from the mountain in its entirety right down to the ground underneath. Rain can have a stabilising influence on the snowpack, and it may help us in the long term that what was that weak layer of facets, if it becomes completely soaked, as I hope it has, then when we get the refreeze over the next few days, it will begin to stabilise that. But in the short term, it's going to be very unstable as you've got the entire snowpack completely soaked, and it's very, very slippy. It's very easy to slide, particularly on smooth surfaces such as wet grass, rock slabs, anything like that. So in the short term, very unstable. It's going to take a while for it to refreeze and actually bond. I think at the moment what you've got to understand is that any off-piste at the moment is seriously discouraged. If you are skiing any steep slopes, and by steep I mean over 30 degrees, it is very, very easy to trigger avalanches, even in areas that are near the pistes, because a lot of those pistes have been closed for several days, so the snow hasn't been getting compacted by skiers. So areas you might regularly ski, just the side of the piste, even those will release at the moment. So the only sort of safe places to go off-piste are super, super low angle slopes, preferably sort of the middle height on the mountain. A 30-degree slope, if you're trying to sort of put it into context in your head, you want to think about being less than the steepness of a black piste. If you're going to go into the mountains, I would strongly recommend that you carry a shovel probe and transceiver at all times, even if you're not intending to go off-piste. If you have them, why not take them? Because it could be that you get up there and you're tempted to go off-piste a little bit. If you haven't got the gear, then suddenly you could find yourself very vulnerable. It's a bit like getting into a car and putting on a seatbelt. Doesn't mean you're planning on crashing, but really you've got to ask yourself, why not take it? Initially, unfortunately, a lot of the pistes were closed because there simply wasn't enough snow. In the last few days, the situation's changed massively. Unfortunately, a lot of the pistes in Chamonix are threatened by steeper ground above them, so it's not necessarily the slope itself that is the concern, it's the enormous slopes above them, which, if they avalanche, they will obliterate those pistes. So the only way to prevent that happening is just to keep people off those slopes in the first place, and just keep those lifts closed. So in essence, for the near future, it's a highly unstable snowpack. We've got an enormous amount of fresh snow up there. It's not going to go anywhere in a hurry, so let's give it some time to stabilise. Just wait. If you're here for the season, then you've got plenty of time. There's no need to rush right out there, and hopefully getting into next week, conditions are going to start to calm down, and we might even get some clear sunny days. We can really start to get out and enjoy the mountain, but let's not do anything too hasty.